Now there's several ways to connect this code, but we're going to start with one of the easiest, using the Assistant Editor, which is this icon right here with two circles that kind of look like they're connected. So if I click this, the Assistant Editor should default to displaying the code that corresponds with the object you have selected in Interface Builder. So this viewcontroller.swift file corresponds with this viewcontroller object in Interface Builder. I'm just going to close some things out here so there's more room. And if you haven't figured it out yet, these icons up here open and close the various side panels. Pretty cool, huh? First of all, let's talk about what's already in here. This is code that happens as soon as this appears on the phone. So if you have some setup that has to happen as soon as this view loads, you can put it here. We're not going to use did receive memory warning in this class, so we can just go ahead and delete it. Now I've just quickly added some comments and cleaned up the code. I like to add my instance properties to the top here. Then next I have my app lifecycle section. It's where the view appears, disappears, or when a user enters or exits an app. And then I have a section here for my actions. Let's talk about your instance properties. They're just like the variables we made in Swift. So if we wanted this, for example, to always calculate 20% of the total here, let's just set a constant. Let tip percentage 0.20. Swift is going to infer that this is a double, but you can be implicit here and put double if you'd like to for the type. Now let's create some outlets. You can create an outlet simply by right-clicking or control dragging from here to here. So if I control drag this up here, it allows me to create an outlet. And I'll call this the tip total label. Enter or connect. And all of a sudden, we've actually made a connection between this code and Interface Builder. Now I can use this class like any other variable or property. So, when this app loads, I could do something with it. So I could go tip total label. I'm going to use something called .syntax, and text equals hello. By using that .syntax, I'm actually accessing these things in the inspector. I could change the font and other different various things by doing this. Now this is all documented in Apple's documentation, and you'll learn more about it as you take more lessons with us. But for now, I just want you to be exposed to what you can do. There's some common ones that you'll want to memorize, but the rest you can look up. You'll be using this .text quite a bit, so just know that it exists. So what's going to happen now is when this app loads, it's going to tell this object here to display hello. Now let's see if it works. Awesome. Super cool. Quick sidebar. If your app looks funny and doesn't display right, select everything, come down to Auto Restraints and choose Reset to Suggested Constraints. On simple apps like this, you can let Xcode set the constraints and you'll be okay. Perfect. We're almost done with our outlets. Now we just need to set an outlet for our text field. Control-click on your text field and drag it over to the viewcontroller Swift file. We'll call this tip amount text field. And we could actually do the same thing down here. Tip amount text field equals 100. We want to put this in quotes because it is a string. Oh, I made a mistake. I got to add the .txt to access this property. Wow, this is pretty cool. We just changed what the app displayed just by using code. Now we're going to have even more fun by adding the actual functionality.